You walk into a room and people are polite to you. They smile. They engage in conversation. They seem friendly, but there is something underneath all of that. A distance, a condescension, a subtle dismissal that you can feel but cannot quite name. They do not respect you. And the worst part is that you know it. You feel it in how they listen to you. You feel it in how quickly they move on from what you say. You feel it in how they never actually ask for your opinion on anything that matters. You are there, but you are not really there. You are present, but you are not actually relevant. Here is what nobody tells you. They do not respect you because you have never given them a reason to. And that has nothing to do with your intelligence or your accomplishments or your appearance. It has to do with how you move through the world. The first reason people secretly do not respect you is that you have trained them to believe your words have no weight. You say things that sound important, but then you do not follow through. You make commitments, and then you find reasons why you could not keep them. You tell people you are going to do something, and then you do something different. And after this happens enough times, people stop believing anything you say. This is not about big things. It is about small things. You say you will call someone back, and you do not. You say you will be somewhere at a certain time, and you are late. You say you value something, and then you act like you do not care about it. You commit to a project at work, and then you half-ass it. You tell your friend you will help them move, and then you cancel last minute. Each individual instance seems minor, but they accumulate, and people notice. They keep a running tab of whether your words mean anything, and most people discover that yours do not. You are all talk. You are all performance. When it comes time to actually do something, you are not there. Here is the part nobody tells you. Respect is not built on what you say. It is built on what you do. And what you do is consistently show people that your words are not binding, that your commitments are flexible, that you are fundamentally unreliable. The second reason people secretly do not respect you is that you are always performing instead of being. You are constantly monitoring how you come across. You are adjusting your personality based on who is in the room. You are saying what you think people want to hear instead of what you actually think. You are a different person with your boss than you are with your friends, than you are with your family. And people can feel this. They can feel that you are not real. They can sense that they are not actually talking to you. They are talking to a version of you that you have constructed for their consumption. And that makes it impossible to respect you because there is no actual you to respect. There is just a collection of masks. The people you actually respect are people who are fundamentally the same person no matter what context they are in. They have core values and core beliefs, and those things do not change based on who is watching. They're willing to be unpopular if it means being honest. They would rather be disliked for who they are than liked for who they are pretending to be. You do the opposite. You would rather be liked by everyone for something false than respected by some people for something true. And what that communicates is that you do not even respect yourself. You do not think that your actual thoughts and opinions and perspectives are valuable enough to share. So you hide them, and people correctly interpret that as a sign that you do not believe in yourself. Here is where most people get uncomfortable. This is not about being confident or speaking up more or being louder. Some of the quietest people in the world are deeply respected because they are real. What this is about is whether you are actually willing to take the risk of being yourself. The third reason people secretly do not respect you is that you have never actually earned anything. You have a job, but you do not know if you actually earned it or if you just interviewed well. You have friends, but you do not know if they actually like you or if they just tolerate you. You have accomplishments, but you do not know if you are actually good or if you just got lucky. You have never been tested in a way that forced you to prove yourself, and people sense this. They can tell that you have not been through anything difficult, that you have not had to fight for something, that you have not had to make a real sacrifice or take a real risk. You are soft. You are untested. You have never had to prove your competence, or your character, or your worth in a meaningful way. Respect comes from knowing that someone could handle adversity, that they have been through something and came out the other side intact, that they have failed and did not give up, that they have been challenged and rose to meet it. You have not done any of these things. At least, not in any visible way. So people do not know if you are actually capable or if you are just fortunate. They do not know if you are actually good or if you have just avoided situations where you would have to find out. And that uncertainty makes it impossible to respect you. They are waiting to see what happens when things get hard. And so far, you have never let them find out. The fourth reason people secretly do not respect you is that you are always seeking their approval. You care too much about what they think. You are constantly adjusting based on their reaction. You are trying to make them like you, and people can feel this. They can feel your need. And nothing kills respect faster than neediness. The people who command respect are people who do not need it. They would be fine if you liked them or if you did not. They are not dependent on your validation. They have their own internal compass. They know what they think, and they do not need you to confirm it. They would prefer if you agreed with them, but your disagreement does not shake them. You, on the other hand, are shaking all the time. You are constantly trying to read the room. You are constantly adjusting based on the slightest signal that someone might disapprove. You have made yourself dependent on their good opinion. And what that communicates is that you do not have an opinion of yourself. You do not know what you think until someone tells you. Here is the thing about needy people. Everyone can smell it. It is like a scent that repels respect, because people know that you would agree with them about anything if it meant they would like you. They know that you would betray your own beliefs if it would gain their approval. They know that you are not a solid person with solid beliefs. You are just a mirror reflecting back whatever they want to see. The fifth reason people secretly do not respect you is that you have never actually failed in a visible way. You have never taken a risk that did not pay off. You have never tried something and been humiliated. You have never put yourself out there and been rejected. You have never allowed people to see you at your worst. And because of that, people do not believe you are real. People do not believe you are human. You seem too polished, too careful, too controlled. Like you are always protecting yourself. And that protection is the opposite of respect. Respect comes from seeing someone be vulnerable and survive it. Respect comes from watching someone take a risk and handle the consequences with dignity. You have not done that. You have hidden every failure. You have rationalized every loss. You have only let people see the parts of yourself that are acceptable, and because of that, they do not respect you. They just think you are someone who has been lucky enough to never have to face real adversity. The sixth reason people secretly do not respect you is that you have never stood for anything that cost you something. You have beliefs that are popular. You have opinions that are safe. You have values that align with whoever you are around. You have never actually risked anything for what you believe in. The people you respect are people who have stood for something. Not because it was easy, but because it was right. Even when it cost them. Even when it made them unpopular. Even when it was hard. And that willingness to bear a cost for their beliefs is what creates respect. You have never done that. You have never chosen your beliefs over your comfort. You have never sacrificed anything for what you claim to value. You have never been willing to be disliked if it meant being honest. So people correctly assume that you do not actually believe in anything. You just say you do because that is what you think people want to hear. Here is the part nobody tells you. You cannot fake respect. You cannot perform it. You cannot convince people to respect you if you do not respect yourself first. And you do not respect yourself. If you did, you would not be so desperate for theirs. If you did, you would not be performing all the time. If you did, you would not care so much about what they think. So the question becomes, what would change if you actually respected yourself? What would you do differently? What would you stop doing? What would you start doing? You would stop seeking approval. You would make decisions based on what you think is right, not based on what will make people like you. You would follow through on your commitments, even when it was inconvenient. You would be honest, even when it was uncomfortable. You would take risks, even when the outcome was uncertain. You would fail and keep going. You would believe in something and stand for it, even when it cost you. You would, in other words, become someone worth respecting. But that is the hard part. That is the part nobody wants to do, because it means being unpopular sometimes. It means being wrong sometimes. It means being vulnerable sometimes. It means actually putting yourself out there instead of just performing from a safe distance. Most people do not do this. Most people keep seeking respect from people who secretly do not have it for them. Most people keep performing and wondering why nobody seems to take them seriously. Most people keep being unreliable and wondering why people do not trust them. Most people keep hiding and wondering why they feel so alone. You do not have to be one of those people, but you have to actually decide that respect from yourself matters more than approval from others. You have to actually decide that being real is worth the risk. You have to actually decide that your word means something. You have to actually decide that you are worth respecting, and then you have to prove it. Not with words, with actions over and over again, until people look at you and think, that is someone I respect. That is someone who actually means what they say. That is someone who has integrity. That is someone who is real. That is who you could be. But first, you have to stop trying to be who you think they want you to be.